Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Jeff. Today we're going to answer a question from Ryan. He says, "Hi Jeff, I've been watching your videos for a couple months. Since we've decided to visit Hawaii, there was a pretty good deal at the Waikoloa, so we decided our first visit would be the Big Island. We have a couple of young kids below 8 years old and we are visiting this November for 10 days. Do you have any suggestions for what to do for families? I'm a little bit worried about the driving conditions on the Big Island, but we don't want that to hold us back. We are likely going to day trip to certain spots coming from Canada." Okay, so pretty good question, and let's go ahead and talk about the Big Island, things to do for families on the Big Island, and address the issue of driving. So, family activities on the Big Island that seem to be really popular involve tours, and I recommend tours. Especially if you're concerned about driving, let the tour companies take you around in their big vans or their big buses. That's pretty much it. And you know, yeah, you're going to save money on a rental car if you drive around yourself, but you know, you're going to be looky-looing, trying to figure out where to go, trying to hit the hot spots, when if you just go on a tour, you know, everything's taken care of. You can just relax. That's it. Just relax. So, Circle Island Tour, Robert's Hawaii, Polynesian Adventures, Hawaii Forest and Trail. Check those companies out. Those are 3 different companies. There's also Mauna Kea Summit Adventures for evening stargazing, sunset tour. I recommend that. It's kind of expensive though. Also, Honokahau Harbor. Being that you can take, you know, tours out of Honokahau Harbor, you can go Dolphin Encounter. That's a little bit challenging for young kids, but if they're about 8 years old or older, yeah, that's probably, they could probably do it. You know, just make sure they have a life jacket on, and it's pretty cool, Dolphin Encounter. Another one that's pretty cool, I don't know what the age requirement is on that one, but it's the Manta Ray. It's a great thing to do with the kids. There's also Body Glove. Body Glove is a very family-friendly thing to do for the families. You can go, they just do snorkeling tours. They do dinner sunset cruise to Kealakekua Bay. But if you're not doing that, you're just doing the snorkeling, you go to Red Hill. Red Hill is just south of Kona, about 20 minutes. Body Glove takes off out of Kailua Pier. So that's where you board, and then you go there. There's also the Atlantis Submarine. Atlantis Submarine at night will take you out there to the shipwreck. It's a nice sight. Sometimes you'll see sharks there. It's pretty cool. You know, you're in a submarine though. There's also scuba diving companies, but you need a petty for that, and that takes time, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on the scuba diving recommendation. If you're in Waikoloa, they also do manta tours there. Also, they do manta tours out of Keauhou Bay, over there by the Kona Sheraton. So you have Waikoloa on the other side of the island, and then all the way as far south as Keauhou Bay. There's kayak. You can rent kayaks out of Two-Step, which is Hanau Now. What else can you do? Yeah, so that back to the Volcano. You gotta go with the family to Volcano National Park. I don't care if you go there on a tour or if you go there on your own, but Volcano National Park, try to spend at least a day over there. If you're driving over there, you might be well suited to consider staying in Hilo. I like the Nani Loa Hotel, the Hilton. There's a couple other cheaper options in that same area by the Nani Loa. I just like the Nani Loa because it's been renovated. It's pretty nice rooms, and it's got breakfast and all that stuff. As far as other hotels around there, Uncle Billy's shut down, so, you know. But the reason I recommend staying in Hilo is because you're within close proximity, so you're not having to drive a long way before you actually get to the park. So that's why I would say do one or 2 days, and you probably only need one night. You know, you arrive there and then wake up early in the morning and leave out of there, and maybe you could go back over to Waikoloa or Kona. Let's see, other activities that are pretty fun. People do luaus. Families like to do luaus. They like to do, you know, yeah, so luaus. I don't know, there might be adult only luaus because of alcohol and stuff like that. But what else? Horseback riding. You can do like YPO Valley ATVs, YPO Valley horseback riding. What are some other options? You have horseback riding over there by Parker Ranch. Havi's a great place to just explore. You know, obviously if you got a rental car and you're in the area, on the south side of the island, families really, you could probably do South Point, Green Sand Beach, and Punaluu Black Sand Beach all in one day. Those are the three main areas down there. You can stop at one of the coffee shops along the way. Also, if you're going around that backside of the island, there's fruit stands. Like there's a couple fruit stands over there by Ho'okena. If you do go down to Ho'okena, just be aware that it's best to go there in the daytime. You know, but a lot of people don't want Ho'okena to become a very touristy place because there's, you know, Hawaiian Homestead down there, and they just don't want their homeland to be you know, where their homes are overrun by a bunch of tourists. But it happens whether this video is made or not, or in this recommendation is there. I mean, I've been to Ho'okena when it was cars everywhere. Ho'okena is just a special place. It's a beautiful beach park. I mean, but there's better beach parks that you can go to. Another place that is pretty cool is, like I said, Honau, where you would rent the kayaks. There's also just amazing shoreline scuba or snorkeling right there. It's called Two Step, right next to the national park. So a lot of people really enjoy that. You can also stand up paddleboard out of Kona, Kailua Pier. Surf lessons, if you're a beginner surfer, Ka'alu Beach Park is good for surf lessons, and it's good for snorkeling. Really great snorkeling there, really beginner snorkeling kind of. It's kind of small and there's a lot of people, so that's one of the things about Ka'alu. I would go there on a weekday. Magic Sands is pretty nice. It's really nice. I like Magic Sands. That's another beach park in that area. If you like hiking, I recommend Pololu Valley for hiking Pololu. Also, if you're into deep sea fishing, you can deep sea fish. You can hire a charter out of just Honokaha Harbor. I've gone out on Waipai. I've gone out on just a couple different boats. I can't remember all the names, but there's a bunch of different boats. I want to say Bite Me. That's one of the, I don't know if that's, I always saw that. Yeah, you can catch Ono, swordfish, marlin, bunch of pelagic fish, and let's see here. Just a day at the beach, Hapuna, days at the beach. Beach 69, Hapuna Beach. Those are really beautiful beaches. If you got a car that allows you to go off-road or you don't mind hiking, you can go down to Kikahakai, where Mahaiula is, Mahaiula Beach. That's a little bit off the beaten track, but it's beautiful. Then you got Kua Bay. And up north towards Pololu Valley, you know, just exploring that area. Just, it's a beautiful area. It goes from desert to like Sierra to forest, or rainforest. It's kind of an interesting transition to watch how fast it happens. You can go to Waimea, check out that area. There's some hikes around there. I'm not going to say which ones they are, but you know, just ask for hikes in Waimea. If you're in the Hilo area, you're definitely going to want to check out Rainbow Falls. That's a whole nother day. Hilo, just exploring the botanical garden, the Rainbow Falls. There's Akaka Falls. You could do zip lining. I don't know what the age requirement is on zip lines, but you can check out the zip lines. There's some caves over there. There's the University of Hawaii Hilo, Astronomy Center. Then there's Puna, just exploring Puna's got Kapoho tide pools, you know, Aha Lanui. We got Kahena Beach. Kalapana is worth the stop, you know, drink a coconut, a fresh coconut from one of the locals down in Kalapana. It's one of the things I like to do is hike out to the black sand beach, you know, on that newly created land right there, and check that out. I just recommend tours. At least do like 2 or 3 tours. And the top 3 tours that you might check out, I like Roberts Hawaii for tours. I like Body Glove, and I like Hawaii Forest and Trail for Mauna Kea. You do Mauna Kea Summit Adventures also. As far as ocean activities, I like Hang Loose boat tours. I like Kamanu boat tours. You know, you could go with whoever you like. Those are just my personal favorites because I'm friends with those people. Kamanu and Hang Loose. And then fishing, you know, I can also get you in touch with somebody that will get you, actually, if you need to get set up, I just thought of this. I can get you set up the whole thing to do. Everything you need to do on the Big Island. Get you all set up. We like basically a one-stop shop because my friend Darren, actually, with Big Island Flow, there's a whole connection there. You know, whether it be Epic Lava tours, that's pretty fun. Lava Ocean tours, Kalapana cultural tours. Like I said, I mean, if you just tell us what you're looking for, we can get you all set up, and it just depends on what you're looking for. I mean, a lot of things you don't necessarily need to pay for. Like, you don't need to pay for Hapuna, you know, what, $5 for parking or something like that, unless you got a Hawaii state ID. You don't need to pay to park at Kua Bay. You don't need to pay to park at Beach 69. You don't need to pay to park at Mauna Kea State Beach. At Spencer's, you don't need to pay. So, Spencer's Beach Park. So there's a lot of beach parks you don't need to pay. Only Hapuna is the only one I know you got to pay at. And Hapuna is worth it to go there. It's worth the $5 for the family. But, you know, you might have just as much fun at Beach 69. It's just not as much sand at Beach 69. Kua Bay is another popular spot. Lots of tourists that go there. A lot of these beaches, I recommend you go there during the weekdays. The weekends is just going to be like, I mean, the weekends, try to find something else to do that's, unless you don't mind the big crowds. But the big crowds, you know, the parking becomes an issue when there's big crowds. Or pick one of the, maybe go to like Black Sand Beach and Green Sands Beach and South Point on a weekend, you know. Maybe plan to do a charter on the weekend, like a Dolphin Encounter or a Manta Dive or something with the Body Glove. That way, you know, all the seats that are there, they can't go over capacity because you've already paid for your seat. There's a glass bottom boat in Kona that's pretty popular. Like I said, stand-up paddleboarding is pretty popular. Surfing is always a good thing. So it's just, the options are endless. I know I jammed a lot of information in here, and if you have any questions, by all means, contact me, and I'll do my best to guide you. Like I said, you don't have to pay for, you could come to the Big Island and not pay for a lot. I just recommend tours because I've done tours. I used to not like doing tours. I used to be like, man, I don't want to get on a bus with a bunch of strangers. I don't want to get on a boat with a bunch of strangers that I don't even know. But man, oh man, once I got on there, I was like, oh, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. Because you're going to get, I mean, the Roberts tour, for example, they pick you up in Kona at the King Kamehameha Hotel. They take you up Mauna Kea. You stop at the Mauna Kea. This is just one example. You stop at Mauna Kea Park. You go to Hilo or Rainbow Falls. You go have lunch at the Sky. I think it's called the Sky Tower at Hilo, University of Hawaii Hilo. Then they take you to the chocolate, the macadamia nut chocolate factory or the chocolate factory. They take you to Volcano National Park, explore that a little bit. You know, you get to do Thurston Lava Tube, Hali Mau Mau, go to the black sand beach, and then they just stop at a couple other places along the way, and I just found it to be extremely awesome. It was just a good day hanging out with people, making friends and everything. I don't know how much it costs exactly for a whole family, but I found it to be worth it. Then again, you could just rent a car. But, you know, being that the question was raised about concerns about driving on the Big Island, you know, that's a remedy, is a tour around the Big Island. Obviously, that's just the southern part of the island, and that's not even including Kona. Then there's the north side of the island. They also have, I think, a waterfalls tour. I have never been on that. And you want to see Waipio Valley. Waipio Valley hiking with kids it can be done. It's just going uphill. Going downhill is pretty tough, but coming back up is tough. 4x4, you can take a 4x4 down there if you have a 4x4. Same with Mauna Kea. You don't need to pay for a tour if you got a Jeep. But it's got to be 4x4. There's no such thing as going down Mauna Kea, or up Mauna Kea, or down Mauna Kea without a 4x4, or Mauna Loa. And there's no such thing as going down Waipio or up Waipio Valley without a 4x4. Like I said, Polu Valley is an easy hike. I find that to be, I've found very many kids who did that. It's not a long hike, but it's one of those hikes that pushes you just far enough to where you're like, wow, that was a workout. But you just, you know, it takes 10 minutes to get down, 15 minutes to get back up. And you can spend out, you know, it's just one of those hikes. So anyways, guys, subscribe to this channel. Ask me questions like I answered this one for Ryan. See you guys later.